Greetings, Twilight Struggle fans, and welcome back for the thrilling conclusion of the ITSL All Star Series here on Action Round Zero. After 6 games of back and forth action between the top players from both conferences, we're tied 3 games to 3, and that means it all comes down to this: a winner take all Game 7 between the 2 All Star captains, BH Ju of South Korea on the Seattle side, and Erfei Yu of China on the Tenerife side. Justin Abramson back with you once again, and 2024's victorious All-Star captain and eventual ITSL Conference champion Jarib Flores is along for the ride as well. We will get to him in just a moment. Obviously, these are 2 elite players, both of them named captains of their respective conferences thanks to their outstanding starts in ITSL this season. Erfei, in fact, is still undefeated at 12-0. And he's got the inside track to the top overall seed in the conference, with everyone else in the Tenerife side having at least 2 losses. BH, meanwhile, did drop a game after captains were selected, but is still in great position at 11-1-1. He's the defending Champions League title holder, and he's got a Grand Slam Master belt in his trophy case as well. So what better way to wrap up the 2025 ITSL All-Star Series than watching these 2 juggernauts go head-to-head here on Action Round Zero, Twilight Struggle's biggest stage. Now let's bring in Jarib Flores. Now, we'll be watching from BH's perspective today. And he is playing as the USA, but thanks to executive producer Anton Scott, we will have both hands for you. Jarib, I'd love to get your thoughts on those hands, starting with BH's hand as the USA.
Hi, Justin. I'm so glad to be here again. So happy of joining Action Round Zero after a long break. So thank you. And this is that's a hand I like to see when I'm the USA. Yes, that's the first the first thought I had. Yeah, you got Middle East, you score it for 0 or for 4 happily, and then the colonization to avoid the spread, socialists to be safe in Europe, and a bunch of nice 4 and 3 up. So that sounds like a perfect hand.
Yeah, this is a nice hand. Very happy to see decall in my hand. So space decall, hold sock goes for blockade. You've got a guilt-free 4, obviously, for the U.S. All 4s in the early war were guilt-free. I've got a couple of 3s, got IP War and a Cambridge 5, which will be basically free. Obviously, this hand gets quite a bit worse if you are purged. But we are going to look at Erfei's hand. Thank you again to Anton Scott. He does not have purge, although he's got a pretty good hand himself. What do you make of that hand, Jarib?
Yeah, I would be happy being the USA, but I would be happy being the USSR too. The Young Intervention is one of my favorite cards as USSR for the early war, so that's amazing. CIA just to get rid of it and desalinization for a long term, so
yeah, so he'll
that's
be able
really
to
nice.
UN, US, Japan for a guilt-free 4. He's got NTB for another guilt-free 4. He'll be able to get rid of CIA turn
Yep.
1, although he will have to show destall with CIA, so that could make things interesting. We'll see what happens with the DEF CON. I'm sure Erfei will want to drive that down quickly. But CNS seems like the obvious headline for Erfei, and Middle East, of course, for BH. And then BH, interestingly, goes with a 4-1-3
Oh,
setup. Oh my goodness,
yeah,
D-Stall as the headline. I'm stunned to see that, especially because 4-1-3 often forecast, or often is kind of showing defectors potentially. Wow, okay. Well, you headline D-Stall. How are you going to play this D-Stall, Jarib, if you are the USSR?
yeah. I guess one in Syria. I'm not sure if or Lebanon. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit aggressive. Okay, it's pretty. That's so. I guess he had really he was really sure about what he wanted to do because it was so fast. So maybe it's not the first time he start with this headline.
Wow. Yeah, I'm a little surprised as well against that setup. But we are playing the video at 1.5 speed, but that was still very, very quick for Erfei
Yeah,
on that D-stall. So he goes into Chile, Venezuela, Thailand, and then Lebanon for 3 VPs. He then takes Thailand and spreads out into Brazil with a 4-op. And now it looks like BH wants to quickly stop the domination in Asia. But wow, that might be the first time I have seen D-stall used in the headline to stop that 4-point Middle East scoring. I'm sure it was a good play, but you usually don't see that.
Yeah, actually, you have the capture Nazi that I guess it was my play. But actually, in terms of being ahead in timing and creating threatenings and control, the timing and everything, the stabilization here was really nice. It seems he's not afraid of giving up a coup in South America or Thailand. So that's really nice play for the USSR. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm so I'm so proud of my captain.
Yeah, and that was a good play. Okay, and now he just goes with his 2 VPs. So BH now going to take India. He's got IP war, so doesn't have to worry about it. Maybe worried about a coup in Pakistan, but he can coup back or even realign if he really wants
Yeah.
to do that. And Erfei does have CIA in his hand, so he does have to worry about that. DEFCON's still at 5 and no influence in Africa, so not particularly worried about that. Wow, just going
Okay,
right
so
to
the space is
space. Yeah,
first. That's nice. So
interesting. There was no rush to space because he had already gotten captured Nazi off, but just wanted to get that off and get rid of the obligations. I think it's a good play.
yeah, I think the same is a good play. So you have no rush for anything in the board. Just space and let's see what happens. I'm not sure if CIA is the next card or you wanna hide your hand a bit longer.
Yeah, CIA could be the next card. Worth pointing out, both players still need mill ops, so that is important. I wonder if BH wants to space here. BH could also try the excuse me. Yeah, BH could space decal. He could try a coup in South America. I don't think he'd probably want to coup Thailand at DEFCON 5. That doesn't make a ton of sense. But of course, if BH coups in South America, he'll just eat a coup back, and then Thailand is permanently safe. What would you do if you're BH here, Jarib?
Yeah, maybe space decolorization first
Yeah, I
and
don't
see
mind
what the
that.
next move
Kind of kick the can
of
down the road a
Erfei.
little bit.
I guess I guess maybe now it start a bit a kind of coup trade, maybe in Laos, maybe in South America. Yeah, maybe or I don't know. You can even try to go to Colombia just in case the USSR coup Panama.
Okay, so BH maybe thinking about a
Uh,
Lao coup. I don't know if I would do this.
yeah, I like a Laos coup or maybe one in Colombia. Okay,
Oh,
if you roll a six, that's nice.
oh my goodness, if that's what you're going to roll, I love the Venezuela coup.
Yeah. Yeah, now another coup in Brazil could be really dangerous for Faye.
Yeah. So now BH maybe will try a coup in Brazil. Misses on that one. Okay, so Thailand now
Yeah,
protected, and Erfei needs a coup. He still needs to. He'll want a lower DEFCON of 2 to protect Thailand, and he'll obviously want a coup to get his mill ops. So I suspect we'll just see a coup of Venezuela now, right, Harib?
yeah, I think so. We, I, I, I mean, maybe with Japan, just a choice is very nice. Okay, first,
Okay, gonna give special. This has to be a coup though. Knows he needs a 4 here. He's got to have a 4, and he doesn't get it. Okay, well he's
wow,
happy he didn't use the 4 op there, because that's a
indeed.
disaster of a roll.
Yeah, so I guess the four off is just to take South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea makes a lot of sense. You don't need to take Iraq now. One thing Erfei does need to worry about is EU
Okay,
is a problem for him in Europe because he has East Germany and Poland both sitting there at 3. So BH thinking of this. So this would be an extremely aggressive play to take South Korea and take Asia
yeah,
Dom. But what would you think of that play, Harib? Do you like the South Korea play, knowing Erfei doesn't have the war?
I, I personally don't not like it because I feel like I'm in a good position, like being the USA with the hand, with Europe, with presence in Venezuela, the colonization out, and Africa for me for the mid-war. So I would play Asia so conservative, just going for a tie. Do not try to score it. I maybe would try to go to Brazil just to be sure I have presence instead of in case of a coup in Venezuela.
Yep.
So I
Even
don't know.
realigns could potentially be a thing in South America as well. Yeah, I think
Because
I like.
yeah,
Interesting.
taking
Two
South Korea is so
Asia.
risky in case of a purge and a failed war.
Yep. Okay, so he went one Egypt. BH went one Egypt. I think if you go one Egypt, you've got to go two Egypt. Nasser's around. You've got to go
Yeah,
to Egypt or at least get one or two into Libya.
yeah. I okay, 5 year plan is out, so mm, five in France seems good. Or another option is just try to break North Korea, something aggressive. Or Brazil. One in Brazil sounds good too.
Yep. I'd be fine with one in Brazil. The fifth into France to protect against de Gaulle is okay. I think that makes sense. Now Marshall, of course, is coming. Defectors, of course, is coming. But BH gets neither one. Although this looks like a nice containment hand for BH.
Yeah, it's a perfect containment hand. And the factor with the purge. But well, after that, what do you do with that hand?
Yeah, not a great hand for Erfei. He's going to have to give up that Europe Dom, which he will not be happy to do. Asia looks like it's going to be even.
Yeah, that's the kind of hand when you try a Europe and try to be the factorate, but when you see the factor in your hand,
Yep. Yeah.
it's so sad.
Okay, just going to give up on Europe right away instead of. Do you like that? Just giving up on Europe instead of headlining something like Nasser?
Yeah, well, I guess he's trying to score Asia, so you get rid of obligation scoring Europe in the headline
Yep.
because trying to score Asia with two scoring in your hand would be really difficult. So
Yep.
maybe that's the idea, but versus a containment headline, I think Asia won't be a score.
Yeah, I think you just take your coup in Venezuela and okay, BH hits the roll.
Yeah, let's see now if he takes South Korea, being a bit aggressive there, or just try to spread in Africa, take the control there.
Yep. So BH knows that Erfei doesn't have decall because that was space turn one. BH with pretty good ops here. And yeah, so Harib, would you take South Korea? I don't. That seems pretty aggressive for me. Would you take South
Well,
Korea and take Dom?
it's a bit aggressive, but you really don't have anything better to do. Well,
That is true.
you can try North Korea first with use European, place 3 days in North Korea and see what the response. Yeah, I like to be more aggressive here than just taking Egypt and
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
this this is
Maybe
the type of play that I would make and that you would say is boring. Just taking an
maybe
open
try.
battleground, making sure we don't get dominated, picking up a VP in Asia is very safe, very boring. Obviously, taking South Korea
Yeah,
would be much more aggressive.
yeah, it's so safe and boring.
Yep.
I mean, South Korea is a gambling because you don't know where the war is, but just placing three in North Korea and see what kind of strong hand has your opponent. If he has to respond with the China car or something like that, it would be a good trade.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Burma doesn't seem that important here, but maybe it will be long term after South Korea is taken. Still, even after South Korea is taken, that's still only five countries to seven for BH.
Yeah, and if you are going to take just Afghanistan, I will do it with another car because he has no more four ops anymore. So now because breaking now Korea now placing three there. would be nice because
Yep.
there's no more response for Erfei.
Yep. We have
And I
not
like to
seen
see,
Marshall, but I believe we've seen
yeah,
all four of the other four ops. And BH very mindful of a Japan steal with US Japan in the discard. He puts a second in there to prevent that. There goes Asia for even, and I think you're just going to continue to spread in Africa, right? Take Zaire, take Algeria, take Libya. A lot of open battlegrounds for BH to spread out in.
yeah, it's the whole Africa for him.
Yeah. So I think
Yes. Oh, spacing Romanian.
I would have rather had the two ops, I think, with D-Stall
Yeah,
gone and
me
Europe
too.
scored. But okay. All right. Well, this is just an easy Libya take. And then I think probably Zaire. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Zaire and Cameroon next round.
I think I would have rather had the two ops of Romanian, but I can
Yeah,
understand the
it's
play. Now, Harib, do you like going Cameroon here on AR5, knowing that Erfei won't want a coup, and then you can take
uh,
Nigeria AR6? You go
yeah,
Indy
sure.
Reds here, two Algeria, one Cameroon.
I like Cameroon. I think it's. I mean, I will do it even earlier because if Erfei is okay with a coup trade there, I like to have time to get into Nigeria.
Yep.
But action round 5 is good too. But yeah, I go to Cameroon even earlier in the
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Cameroon, Panama. I think I'd rather have Algeria than Panama, given that De Gaulle is coming. BH,
Yeah, I
really
think you
worried
can
about De
make both.
Gaulle.
Yeah, it seems.
I think one Algeria is fine, and then AR6, assuming Erfei doesn't coup, AR6 can go
Yeah,
Nigeria.
it's in a nice and safe
Yeah,
place. Uh, I
finish up Algeria.
I miss a little bit more aggressive in Asia, like breaking North Korea the last action round, something like that.
Yep. Okay, so here's Korean War, and he's not going to go with the coup. No surprise. So just take Saudi, and yeah, this should just be. I would take Algeria here with De Gaulle coming, but
Yeah, I think so. There's not
if we
nothing else
see,
better to do.
for example, a De Gaulle headline against Duck, you lose Algeria if you don't take it right now.
Mhm.
Mexico can wait. D-Stall's
Yeah,
gone.
Mexico can wait.
Algeria seems to be. You could take Jordan here for a Middle East Dom, but yeah, this is better.
Mm.
Okay, so here we go to turn 3. De Gaulle, AI War. Okay, well, this hand is garbage. And BH hoping that Erfei doesn't draw a Purge here, because Purge would be a disaster with this hand. And will we see the redraw? We will not. A much better hand for Erfei, though, than for BH.
Yeah, it does not seem like a perfect hand, but it's a hand I like in this kind of situation where I control Africa, I have Asia controlled with a tight at least Europe for me, and I got the Milops. I know I'm going to into the late war with a tie BP track, so I will be happy. And yeah, unless you are poor, you also had the blockade out. You go into the mid war clean and drawing 8, 9 cards, so
Yep.
that's really nice.
Yep. And so, yeah, you can blockade away sock govs. De Gaulle, you can space or trigger. IP War would have been, it was full strength. It misses. Not that important of a roll. And Erfei will get into Nigeria here. He's going to finally get into Africa. He does use an unknown card, though, rather than using defectors, maybe leaving the window open to potentially space defectors.
Yeah, maybe you you still have Marshall, so I guess you are holding it or spacing it.
I think you're definitely spacing Marshall. US Japan, I don't know. I don't think I'd space US Japan. With a second in Japan, I would, if I didn't have a better use for the ops, I would resolve that and jam the 3 into Japan to force
Yeah,
BH to immediately respond to that.
that's a good play because, well, and Truman is out. You can jam Germany too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I will feel South America first and think what to do with the remaining ops. But with the remaining ops, I like, or maybe try something in Japan, but it's not a big deal because it will be still almost a tie.
Yeah.
But breaking Germany is not bad because he has the goal, he has socialist, but well,
And Suez is gone.
he
So
get
yeah,
with us.
you're right. All 3 Europe attack cards gone, along with blockade now. So all 4 Europe attack cards gone. But yeah, I think Warsaw probably needs to fill Chile. Marshall probably needs to be spaced. Fidel needs to be evented. Then it's just kind of a question of what do you want to do with the 2 ops of defectors and the 4 ops of US Japan. Oh, well, perhaps BH heard you and he overprotects West Germany despite knowing that Marshall is in Erfei's hand.
Yeah, but I guess Marshall is, or maybe the holding car, or maybe the spacing car. I like always to hold a 4 up car as USSR,
Yeah.
just to be safe in case of I wanna hold ABM for a mid turn, not to be forced to play it in the headline, just to avoid missile envy.
So a
So
good
having
play
a
here.
4 up
Oh, sorry,
car
go
is
ahead,
always
Jarib.
good. Yeah, I was saying that holding a 4 up card for the USSR is always good, just to be safe against the missile.
Yeah. Now the other thing is, so I would have said that the 3 ops there needed to fill up South America. That's probably the most important thing here um, for Erfei. But he decides to jam Iraq instead. Looks like he was going to be able to flip it as well, because the jam of Iraq also, of course, threatens the Pakistan flip. And so BH has to overprotect that with limited ops. Romanian, I don't think, is known, but I believe the other 2 cards are in BH's hand. So the jam appears to be successful. Question is Erfei going to use one of his 4 ops to take Iraq? I would rather have just filled up South America.
Yeah, I think so. I like Iraq too.
Oh, he's going to use China.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, that gives Asia Dom. It's an immediate threat. That also, and a successful AI war, another couple of big VPs.
Okay, yeah, I guess Japan is an unknown card, so he's just trying to play it totally free.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good play. That's a good play. Now I wonder if you'll see a jam. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really BH's only way to stop Asia Dom. Okay, that's a great play by Erfei. That probably not one that I would have thought of. BH will be relieved, no doubt, to see that Erfei does not have Asia. I think this has to be a Fidel event, right? Or maybe a space. Yeah, there it is. And normally I hate spacing De Gaulle. I'd much rather trigger it and get it out of the deck. But in this case, maybe you space it because access to Italy is important. Erfei does not have access to Italy, and it's only sitting there at 3. So I might space it here.
Access to Italy, and in this case also to Spain.
Yep.
Spain, Portugal, sorry.
And Algeria as well, for
Yep.
realigns or whatever's going to happen there. Yeah, I normally really don't like spacing De Gaulle in this, but in this case on turn 3, I'm good with it. Okay, and wow, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what a hand here. Not much in the way of events, but huge ops, and of course ABM is nice. And oh boy, some problems in the USSR hand. He's really hoping he can space twice.
Yeah. That that's the kind of hand when you get it in the turn four, you say, why did I play exactly the China card here?
Yeah.
I need it now.
Oh boy. Okay, so VOA is going to have to go to space. Panama Canal actually not that bad. The Pope is quite annoying.
Yeah.
Marshall's quite annoying. Defectors is just a VP, whatever. Yeah, this might be an uncomfortable turn here for Erfei, and BH can do a lot to bully him here with these ops. So is this just an ABM headline coup into South America?
I like CMC.
Yeah, I think I like CMC better as well. I think ABM, you're not worried about missile envy here.
Yeah.
ABM can wait so you don't have to give up the coup back. Okay, cultural.
Okay, that's cultural. Just to take the China card and play it instantly, I guess.
Interesting. Okay, BH decides he just wants to take Japan, stop Asia Dom, and then he'll be able to take a big four op coup when DEFCON goes to 3. What would you do here with ABM? Do you like to just take Iran back, stop Middle East Dom, take Japan back, stop Asia Dom, or would you coup?
I really prefer to take everything back and just play with DEFCON 4
Yep, I think I
because
agree.
I mean, I have Europe in my hand. All I need is just to avoid the
Oh,
scoring for him. Oh,
what a
yeah, that hurts.
disaster! Oh my goodness, ABM
Yeah,
does basically nothing, and now just a nice easy coup in Angola
yeah,
or
indeed.
Zaire. Crappy roll there as well.
Yeah, I mean, if I go for a coup, maybe it had to be Pakistan or something like create a problem for the USSR because losing Nigeria is not a problem that the USSR had to spend time on fixing it. But if you remove influence in Pakistan, he replied with another coup.
Yep. Yeah, that
So
I know
you
it's a
you,
little
you make him
surprising.
think about
I
it.
also might have thought he would just take a shot at South America. Now he rolled a 1, so it was going to be a disaster no matter where he went. But still, a little surprised to see the coup in Africa. But Erfei just responds with a coup of his own, and BH stops the Dom in Asia and in the Middle East as well. BH also is going to be able to get arms race off with no issue here. This should, okay, got to overprotect. BH does not overprotect. BH does not overprotect
Yeah, I guess
Zaire.
he's more worried about the brush war.
Yeah. Okay.
So just try to.
Successful space. BH can't do anything to stop the double. So huge success there for Erfei on the space roll. He'll be able to space again. It's got to be the Pope, and he hits that one as well. Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
why. That's why he didn't bother overprotecting Zaire. He wanted Erfei to flip it because he's planning to coup with nukes up. So he's got some. He's probably got at least 2 coups here in Africa. Now, what would you do if you're Jarib? What would you do if you're Erfei to punish this? Almost everything seems to be overprotected. It seems really hard to
Yeah,
punish.
the only thing here you can do is maybe take Libya, maybe one in Colombia and try to get into Panama. But you still have Panama Canal, so I guess now breaking jam in Libya
Yeah,
or even Asia, but Japan is overprotected and Pakistan too. So I know
yeah.
one in South Africa just before you get
Could see
you're removed
one
from Angola.
Pakistan here. Okay,
Yeah,
yep. It goes Colombia and Libya. So it's exactly what you said. One Pakistan would have been interesting because it allows a China flip of Pakistan and also a jam of India. But okay, yeah. And BH says, thank you very much. I'll take Nigeria, and with it, a nice domination.
so we'll see a China card here. No, he's playing just early Kennedy.
I'm not discarding any of this.
Yeah.
I would
So,
keep all these
no,
cards and
I
just
don't know
use.
if you're happy when you play action rhyme 6 Kennedy and you see he does not discard anything. So for one hand you're happy, but for the other hand you say, oh my god, he's not even discarding.
Yep. Well, not a good roll there, but just enough. Clears him out of Angola, and unless we see a flip here, which we may, that'll mean Africa control for BH heading into turn 5, which will be huge. And of course, which of these scorings is going to come up first? I think this is just NTB, one Zaire, one. Is it two Angola, two South Africa to take Africa control here with NTB? Is that your play? I think this is my play. Do you like this, Jarib?
Yeah, uh, it's not bad, but I'm not sure if I.
Would you have thought about taking a coup in South America?
I was thinking about taking was yeah taking one non-battleground in Africa just in case I got grain sale versus
Yep.
Portuguese Empire or versus South African unrest.
Yep. Now that makes sense. Okay. So here we are,
It
turn
can be
5. And Grain and Junta, BH happy to see that, see those, but not happy to see South America. Meantime, on the other side, Salt and Brush, and I missed the headline. Oh, it's Muslims, which is huge, absolutely huge here. Less huge because Erfei doesn't have Middle East scoring, but that's big. Now,
Yeah, that's really nice because
could be staring down the barrel of a Middle East control. Oh, and just not quite enough. Okay. So in our last game, we saw a situation on the board where we had no dominations going into turn 7. Here it's turn 5, and we've got a control in Africa. We have potential control in the Middle East. We have potential control in South America. We've got a comfortable dom in Europe as well. Okay, so what is your play here? South America.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's ugly. But I don't think it was getting any better. I mean, it definitely was not getting any better. Unless Grain pulls Brush or something of that nature. Yeah, EU is a little bit annoying. And yeah, I'm surprised BH allowed that flip. That Zaire was sitting out there for a while. OPEC obviously unplayable here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was thinking about grain sales as headline, but I'm not sure if Junta maybe was better because with 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 South America and Central in your hand, a mid-turn Junta maybe it's a bit safer to
could be.
avoid a control or something like that. Still.
So Jarib needs to take Mexico, presumably. I mean, he could just dump Central for -1.
Yeah, that's a problem because you haven't seen liberation theology, so you should be afraid of that.
Yeah, and in fact, and there's a big roll on Nigeria. So yeah, I think it probably, if Erfei had Africa in his hand, which we know he doesn't. If Erfei had Africa in his hand, he would have scored it there and used Brush somewhere else because at that point, BH didn't have Dom or control. And yeah, Liberation coming 1 AR too late here for Erfei. He could have used it to take Mexico and did not do it. Yeah, could have been 2 Mexico, something like 2 Mexico, 1 Guatemala, and then all of a sudden he's got a Dom in Central, which is 5. Yeah, Formosa, yeah, Grain is not going to be much of anything here, but you couldn't use Quagmire, you couldn't use OPEC.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a really bad moment here with that hand. So, but I kind of dislike when grain cell is played and you lost the potential like that.
Yeah, Grain really didn't do much of anything. Okay, and Che now takes control in the Middle East. Ooh, that is ugly. And Kennedy is gone, folks. That's a big problem. And is Middle East going to come? Not here. Does Erfei get it? He does not either. A huge
Ooh.
break. Huge break for BH. That Middle East is not going to come to turn 7. BH did not even get presence in the Middle East.
Yeah,
Middle East could have been
no can
13.
David, no can David answer that for him. So
Yeah,
it's
with wow. So Middle East could have been 13. Well, the shuttle wouldn't have been, but then Middle East for 13, and then a quick 4 from Southeast Asia, which Erfei does have. That would be GG.
yeah. And now the missile have to give Quagmire. So let's see. Okay, it's no missile. Oh, South Africa makes sense.
Yeah, South African, and wow. Just look at that. That gives Erfei a very temporary Africa Dom, and I assume he just coup Angola anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is going to give Africa Dom, but BH is going to be able to score a quick Asia Dom here. I think that's just an Angola coup. Yep. BH is would have to take South Africa and 2-1 stab, so he could do that with CRG. BH, I guess, probably not worried about giving up Asia Dom here with shuttle in effect. Yep, that makes sense. Botswana kind of important here.
okay. That's any kind of mod because in my screen I never see the two situation, the shuttle and the regular one.
Yes, yeah, that's some kind of mod that BH is using. I know Jordan Cass uses it as well. So a 4-op here will clean up Laos and Indonesia, take back Cameroon. Maybe won't take back Cameroon and will take Botswana. We'll see what he does. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, I guess now it's Asia scoring. Yeah,
Yep.
you need the BPs here.
So Erfei was ahead in Africa. Then BH took Africa control, and now Erfei has flipped 3 battlegrounds in Africa and has a comfortable domination at the moment. Yeah, misses on the coup. Missile Envy right now would hit Quagmire. It is safe with We Will Bury You Gone. Maybe it's being held for next turn. Alliance.
Yeah, I don't know where is Olympics, but I always worry about Olympics too.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, Alliance, I think you just jam. Yeah, you just jam there and give up the 1. Get that out of the game. Yep, just got to fix it. Puppets. Puppets will stop Dom if it is used in Saharan, Zimbabwe, and Sudan or Ethiopia. But you might want to use it in Central or somewhere else. BH also still needs to get presence in the Middle East. He's not done that yet. And we know the scoring is coming next turn. Misses on the realign in South Africa. Jarib, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Lone Gunman is also coming next turn. Is that correct?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I guess.
We know CIA is gone. Grain is gone. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, thinking about using China here, which is unfortunate. But you can't use Decall. You can't use Quagmire. Puppets is an event, and OAS also an event.
Yeah,
BH
I
is in
guess
some
OAS for
serious
the last
trouble
action
here.
round. So
Yeah. And all 3 power cards have been seen, as has
but
Kennedy.
he didn't space, right?
No, neither player has spaced this turn.
Yeah. So he's holding decolonization, or maybe he's holding OSA or was founded.
Yeah, that's really annoying. Because BH doesn't have the scoring, but he needs to have presence by the end of the turn, and he wants to event Puppets. He wants to event OAS. Maybe he'll hold both these bad cards, or he could space one. Now, certainly, you're not going to self-quag with NORAD in effect, although Canada still needs to be filled. This is a very uncomfortable situation for BH. Missile Envy for the event is going to hit
Wow.
Quagmire. So Quag now just cancels that. Oh, and that's a devastating miss.
Yeah. And a bit dangerous holding duck and cover here, but
Yeah, that's a really bad miss. And now, okay, both scorings and gunman. Oh my goodness, both scorings in.
yeah, and he's actually trapped, right?
Yes. So
Yeah, so I guess
BH
you,
is
you can play just the
trapped.
gunman, realign Jordan,
Yeah, realign Jordan,
and
score
score.
Middle East on AR1.
Yeah, and see. Well, if it's still trap, you have to score maybe Africa first. But
Yeah, so does BH want to trap now? I think he does. Yeah, and I think you realign Jordan here at +2, right? And then
it's +3.
Oh, that's right. Lebanon's adjacent to it as well.
Yeah.
I missed that. Yes, of course it is +3. So a Jordan realign makes perfect sense. Unless you're really scared. Yeah. And Erfei decides to coup instead because he was really scared about missing a roll, and he does miss. BH also misses. Oh my goodness. That's 2 misses for BH. Now we'll see. Okay, he hits. Yeah, I think it's Brezhnev, right?
Yeah, maybe.
You need ops now,
Yeah,
not
another option is
later.
one is metal, but
Nope, does go one small step. So, okay, both players out of the traps now. And so I think this is just a situation where you're going to score Africa first for 4 and then Middle East for 10. No, he goes Middle East first.
yeah, maybe he wants to realign South Africa.
Yeah, I guess a Dom. So BH can coup Southeast African, but that doesn't stop Dom. BH would need to take Cameroon, Saharan, and he doesn't have access to any other one steps. So yeah, BH can't stop Dom here. I think
Yeah, taking that and Zimbabwe. He has
you
no
can.
access to Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah, he can do that with a 4, but he's stuck with just 1 ops. Yeah, this isn't great. This'll then you're just going to see a coup in Saharan presumably. So, going to be this should just be Africa immediately, right? You just score your Dom now.
Yeah, I think so.
Gonna do. So 14 VP lead for Erfei. Erfei also with a space race lead. He's dominating South America. He's dominating Africa, controlling the Middle East. Asia's even. But we need to talk about a Europe path here for BH. Eastern Europe incredibly weak.
Europe path and maybe DEFCON problem, but I guess he's holding UNA for the late war.
Why are we doing this? This has to be an event. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
Jarib, I don't understand that at all. BH has to event Usuri to get China back and open up the possibility for a DEFCON issue in the late war, right?
yeah, I think so. Unless he's trying to open the war games option too, but I think China card here is more important.
Yeah, got to. And so yeah, Usuri now gone for good. I do not understand that. I think you've got to play to your outs, and your outs here are DEFCON or Europe. Meantime, Erfei is he's just left Europe there left Eastern Europe there incredibly vulnerable.
Yeah. That's risky, but I don't know what he did with flower power. I didn't see that.
I think he went to Haiti. I think won Cuba. I'm not sure what else.
Okay. Yeah.
BH here needs to he needs his mill ops.
I guess he's getting Milot from Brezhnev.
Yeah. So he can coup with Brezhnev. Personally, I would rather jam East Germany with Brezhnev if it were me, though. I think BH knows about UN and Duck.
Yeah. Now he will have the China card. Maybe it's time for UN intervention with Duck. Otherwise, I will hold UN intervention for the late war.
Yeah, I like the idea of holding UN for the late war, but now that you're holding China, you don't need. Yeah, you just take back Argentina, one Cuba. Yeah, that's 100% right.
Yeah, nothing in Europe. So
BH has to coup. So Europe still sitting there. Okay, flips Peru. Not going to stop Dom, but at least stops the realigns. And here we go, turn 8. Solidarity, but that's inactive and nothing else good here except for Warsaw. Warsaw can now be spaced. Ooh, Aldrich. OPEC is big. That's a nice hand here for Erfei.
Actually, nuclear test ban and OPEC is gain, right?
That's right. That's right. OPEC is 5 right now. You are exactly right. OPEC NTB is 1. OPEC is 5. Okay, gonna go Aldrich.
Okay, but now with how we learn.
Yep, and how I learned the lower DEFCON to 2 to stop any NTB shenanigans. Yeah, CRG is fine. So Erfei knows now that BH really doesn't have anything to interfere with OPEC. So now I wonder, are we going to see Gulf states taken, Jarib? Are we going to see Gulf states taken?
Sorry?
This is the time to take Gulf states, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Gulf states makes OPEC 6. Now you have to fight off continuous jams, but no. I guess BH can trigger IP war for a chance at a couple of VPs or Evil Empire for 1.
Yeah.
So I guess no. I guess if Erfei takes Gulf states, then BH will just trigger Evil Empire.
Yeah, but still you're forcing to the other player to make something that he don't want to do.
Yeah, there he goes. So forcing the inefficient play and BH doing math and not liking the math he's doing.
Yeah, I mean OPEC is unknown here, but I think it's too obvious.
Yeah, OPEC is now known. Yep, this will have to be an event.
Or you can try Indopaki, gamble a bit because anyway you need some luck. So
yep, I think this is
why not
for sure. Misses.
Missile again, no in the hand.
Missile Envy will hit Hostage Crisis now. I suspect that Erfei would like to hit Warsaw with it instead.
You can't even flip Afghanistan here with China? Oh no, because it was no gain anyway.
Yeah.
It was still 0.
Formosan is a problem for Erfei, and that, but obviously with Asia scored, much less of a problem. Formosan could also just go
Yeah, I
to
think
Taiwan.
I wouldn't be worried about Formosa here. I think the only problem here is Europe because
Yeah. And
not
still,
even a
Europe's sitting at
domination in
3-3.
Asia will change anything.
Okay, Space of the Pope. All right, 17. So now Space of AWACS is GG if he hits the roll. Does he? He does not. And BH stays alive for another turn. Oh, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe he'd give Warsaw. I would have much rather stomached Libs than give Warsaw. Do you
Yeah,
agree,
it's the only
Jarib?
option here. Yeah, I think Europe was the only option here
Yeah.
because not even DEFCON is something you can rely on. So, but yeah, the Chernobyl is around. This European is around, right? I'm not
Yep.
sure. Tear down this wall. So
Yeah, I mean, those cards are still around.
yeah, I think you have to space Barso and just try to get terrorism. So I gave an Iranian in the situation.
Not not what
No,
BH was
the
looking for.
not the best event for Armani Terrain.
Oh
Okay, and
man.
Nixon is still around.
Yeah, I guess shuttle does nothing. So oh, taking Taiwan does give BH dom in Asia. Obviously, it doesn't matter till final. But you need to, yeah, and you need to take dom in Central. BH just needs to make something happen on this terrible board. This would be
Yeah,
a great situation to just jam East Germany again, but he gave Warsaw. Colombia, okay, Colombia coup does stop Dom. That does not stop Dom. And here we go. Okay, a nice hand with Chernobyl and Ops.
ooh,
Chernobyl and Ops. Does Erfei get anything to stop it? He gets War Games. So that
okay.
should be GG, barring 5-year plan pulling it. Okay, ABM headline. I think you just headline Missile Envy here. It's Missile Envy, and so that Erfei, so that BH can't do anything AR1 except play ops.
Yeah,
So he's not going to get a chance to trigger 5-year plan.
a nice roll, but too late.
Yep. And so Muslims will trigger, Erfei will coup, and then that will do it. But I again am surprised that BH did not headline Chernobyl there. I feel like Europe was his only path. And that will do
Yeah,
it. So,
maybe he wanted to see first if he had a reformer or something like that.
yeah. Okay.
But still, after Warsaw,
Yeah, boy, if Warsaw hadn't been triggered, Chernobyl could have really turned the tide. Anyway, folks, that will do it for the All Star Series. So, congratulations to Erfei. Congratulations to you, Jarib, and to the
thank you.
entire Tenerife Conference for winning
Yeah,
the 2025 ITSL All Star Series in a thrilling best of 7, 4-3. The series went the distance, took all 7 games to decide it. And congratulations to the Tenerife Conference for taking this one home. this was definitely a fun game to watch. So I'm glad we got to see it. Jarib, any final thoughts on this one before we wrap up?
Yeah, I'm so glad that Erfei fixed my loss and all the loss from Tenerife. So thank you, Erfei, for fixing the things and lead us to the victory. I'm talking right now from Tenerife, so in the name of the whole island, thank you.
Yes. Yes. Well, congratulations to Erfei and to the Tenerife Conference for winning this one. Really enjoyed the coverage of the All Star Series. I hope you guys did as well. This is something we were gonna keep doing every year, and just want to improve upon that process, get the community involved, get people excited about these All Star games against involving these great players here on Action Round Zero. But until next time, that's going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle and the 2025 ITSL All Star Series. For Jarib Flores on the mic and our executive producer, Anton Scott, this is Justin Abramson signing off one last time. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.
I heard a young father, a very prominent young man in the entertainment world, addressing a tremendous gathering in California. It was during the time of the Cold War, and communism and our own way of life were very much in people's minds, and he was speaking to that subject. And suddenly, though, I heard him say, "I love my little girls more than anything," and I said to myself, "Oh no, don't say that." But I had underestimated him. went on. I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing in God. Between right and